Let's talk to the man who helped actually write Facebook's original privacy policy, former Facebook Chief Privacy Officer Chris Kelly. Always great to see you.
Great to see you too,
Chris,
Nicole.
we are friends on the Facebook. So how does Facebook make money from that? Because first of all, I don't really want them to know what we talk about. We're not doing anything nefarious necessarily. Right. But how do they balance that with also not raking up those legal bills?
The key is doing that for advertisers in non-personally identifiable space. So the activity on a profile is aggregated and the words are matched to keywords, and then advertisers can buy people who are interested in these products or these services, or who meet these demographic targets. But the personal information of the user isn't passed on to the advertiser. The user gets to make the decision to affiliate with a product by liking it or by posting about it, in personally identifiable space. As long as the user retains control over that, most people's privacy concerns are addressed. Some won't be, and that's the way it is ultimately online. But
there's a treasure trove of data, and we're not just talking about credit card numbers necessarily, and Facebook needs to monetize in some way now as a public company.
Yeah, exactly. But Facebook's been monetizing extraordinarily well. I mean, any business that's doing more than $1 billion in revenue a quarter is monetizing quite well.
But if Facebook can't necessarily monetize the user data, is the model broken for the future? What problems do you see?
The model's operating just fine at this point. Where Facebook, unfortunately, has made mistakes now and again is in changing people's expectations, what it has to do and what it was doing, and the credo that we followed when I was there, and that the company I think has returned to very nicely, is give users as much control as you can over what they put up and who they share it with.
But that runs into a lot of problems overseas. Back in December, of course, Ireland came down and said that this crazy code that you helped write, by the way, is so complicated it needs to be simplified. First of all, how does it get simplified? And what should shareholders know that isn't available necessarily in the annual report?
We worked very productively with the Irish regulators while I was there, and that productive relationship has obviously continued, as well as with the U.S. regulators. It's important to explain that there was a possibility here to actually have a privacy operating system on the internet. I mean, before Facebook, it was a binary choice. Either you put something up and it was crawled by Google and it sat in Google servers forever, or you didn't. And with Facebook, you actually had a choice as to what you put up, how it got crawled, what happened, and that was what we aimed to do. Facebook has clearly made missteps along the way, as the company has admitted, but ultimately there's a privacy operating system working, and it's called Facebook.
Well, since you left that company called Facebook, you have tried to invest in other new Facebooks, and you've also tried to help investors make it big with the next Facebook by not going through banks. What is social investing? It's a big, catchy phrase out there. That's something you believe in?
Absolutely. I mean, and Loyal 3 is where I've spent most of my time and investment dollars in focusing on that. But the ability for people to affiliate with the brands that they love, that they're already supporting with their consumer dollars, we think that it should be easy and cheap for them to affiliate with those brands and to buy stock for as little as $10 a month and pay no brokerage fees ever. To buy or sell the stock. That's an incredibly powerful model because it turns everyone's public stock into a loyalty currency. So Fifth and Pacific, the parent company of Juicy Couture and Lucky Jeans, it has launched on the platform. It's been operating for a few months. It's an exciting time to actually be launched.
So do you think Facebook's IPO was very un-Facebook-like?
I think that there are a lot of things that will happen in the investment world in the future through Facebook. Loyal 3's operation through the Facebook pages for Kate Spade and Lucky Jeans and Juicy Couture has been a great referral stream. And of course, as people buy stock and pay no fees, they can share that with their friends on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, but Facebook went through Morgan Stanley and Facebook went through the traditional channels. Is that not the IPO method?
I think everyone understands that there are challenges with the traditional channels, and I think that you'll see some good technological upgrades to that over the coming months and years.
Well, so what will it look like? So paint the IPO of the future.
I think the IPO of the future should be a social event where people can buy in at low or no fees. Average investors can get access to the companies that they want, and they can turn into long-term holders and believers in the business. All of our consumer research indicates that that's what most Americans want. Only 18% of Americans own stock directly. 50% say they want to. We think we can serve that market very well and create a great capital creation opportunity for these companies.
So does the Facebook IPO debacle underscore the fact that the process in general is too archaic?
It clearly shows the need for radical change. And I think that there's a lot to be done in making this process better and more friendly to truly average investors.